Good morning. It's a hazy, lazy day in Seattle after a couple of weeks of pretty high heat. So this is a change, and for a change, I'm kind of in the mood for a slice of pizza and a donut. But I haven't found good ones here in Seattle, so let's go to Vancouver. Well, here we go, off to Vancouver. Definitely the haziest day we've had in a while. Continuing north, and it's still gray. Going to make a stop here at exit 210. Crossing the river, will be on the Indian reservation for cheap gas and I guess other things if you like to buy tobacco, alcohol, or I think weed, are all tax-free here. Many people have the same idea. Entering one of the nicer stretches of road on this trip, north of Burlington and south of Bellingham. Go through some mountains. There are a couple lakes along the way. That may have been the first sign with mileage to Vancouver. Probably not, just the first I've noticed. And beginning to get a little bit of sun. Continuing towards Bellingham. Probably make a quick stop there at Woods Coffee. Right off the road. Also get out my paperwork for the border and probably shut down the cameras at that point. I don't know if there's any rule about not using cameras at the border crossing, but I also don't really want to find out, so I always shut it down going through and put them out of the way. Border wait time at Blaine said NA, which hopefully means we sail right through. And there is Canada in the distance. Actually, not even that far in the distance. And here we are, shutting down. And that was a 5-second brief questioning. What are you doing? Do you know, where do you know your friend from? And are you bringing any alcohol or tobacco? Very easy. There are 2 ways to get to Vancouver: the tunnel and the bridge. Weather is suddenly looking nicer, so I think it's time to take the bridge. Certainly a better view. This is one of those bridges where they can move the center barrier, which they do twice a day to move an extra lane into one direction or the other. Right now there are 4 going out and 3 going in the direction we're in right now. So I presume they've already switched over since the morning commute. Going over the Fraser River. This section of river still gets a fair amount of large boat traffic. I can see some off to the side. So, still requires a fairly high bridge to allow the boats through. In retrospect, everything I really want to do or could do in some way is really close to the Canada line, and it probably made sense for me to just park at the airport and take the train today. I'm not sure if that was legal parking. I probably should have taken it. "49th Parallel Coffee and Lucky's Donuts." I'm here. Where I go for my donuts. A donut and tea. a berry Berliner, or as they call it in the US, a jelly donut. Mmm. The one thing I love about these is that the jelly is not too sweet. Raspberry jelly, or jam, really, should have some raspberry tartness to it. Shouldn't be all sugar. And that's why I'm willing to drive this long distance to get a good donut. Okay, here in downtown Vancouver. And did I say pizza? Yes, I'm pretty sure I said pizza. So let's go. Now I'm gonna say the honest truth here. This is straight Brooklyn pizza. But honestly, I do think it's good pizza. Certainly by the standards of slices that you can get anywhere other than Brooklyn. It's good. Let's go. That's one for me and one for Griffith.
You know, because at the point where I'm like listening, and I'm like, I ask myself how involved, it's like, my old instinct get in there right away, like, hey, what's going on? Yeah. Right? And now I'm just like, okay.
They take them a couple of weeks to fill the whole thing. So by the time they're dropping one off there from the other one.
So do they do like Walmart fills?
It's like, I mean, it's not for Walmart, but
So, as I said, it's good. You gotta keep in mind where you are. Nothing is quite the same as really good pizza in places like Brooklyn and Queens. They're just an entity unto themselves. And this is clearly inspired by New York pizza. The crust is a little doughy, but not bad. Decent crispness, decent color. Sauce and cheese are about right. It's a solid New York slice, just it's not New York. But I'm in Vancouver, so it shouldn't be. I am enjoying it though. So this will complete donut and pizza, which are two of the three things I wanted to do. The third is go off and buy some tea, which I'll do next. Then I'm meeting a friend for a drink, maybe dinner later. Nice day for it. Favorite tea shop? Can't resist that.
And that's gonna have to because you can look at it.
That chocolate is good. So I've added to everything else a stop for chocolate. Tea is hidden away. Smuggle this across the border. 8 ounces of Murchie's Library Blend. One of my favorite tea blends. Certainly for a black-green blend for the summer, it's pretty perfect for my purposes. Back in the car. I am doing a lot more driving around Vancouver than I had hoped to. But meeting my colleague over at Olympic Village, and that's on the way out. So kind of makes sense to drive over there and park again. Crossing over False Creek. Here in Olympic Village, had a great time with my colleague at the craft brewery and restaurant. Went on for way longer than I thought it would, but that's because it was fun. And now I have a friend who's going to meet me for a real dinner. Hours later, and crossing the bridge again. Surprisingly fun day, surprisingly long day. I should get home to the cats by 1 in the morning.